Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel, subscribe and like this video. So guys, let's talk love after lockup. So guys, Deontay and Nicole. This episode was late. Deontay and Nicole, my goodness. I cannot believe Nicole did such a thing to Deontay, she should have even opened, she should have even told Deontay from the very beginning that she's got her boyfriend, her ex, still in the picture. Like for Deontay to kind of like find out in that manner, it was so. I felt bad for Deontay. I felt so bad for Deontay, and Nicole she didn't exhibit any emotion of, of remorse, any emotion of compassion towards Deontay, and she didn't even. I was expecting her to come out and kind of like calm Deontay down and say, "I'm sorry, I did this," but she sat in the car the entire time. Deontay was eh, manifesting his anger, towards her. She sat in the car and she didn't even say anything like something compassionate. "I'm sorry, I did this." I know Deontay, yes, Deontay is a man. After, no woman will feel secure, after doing such a thing to a man, standing beside him when he's venting his anger. I know that, but she should have at least, if she couldn't come out of the car because of that, she was scared Deontay might get physical. Okay, she would have at least still in that car, at least say, "I'm so sorry I did this to you." It was so painful to watch, but I blame her. I blame Deontay too. Deontay should have listened to his mother. Deontay should have listened to his mother. This is what happens when you don't listen to your mother. Mommy always knows best. There is an African saying says, which says, "What a man can see, what an old man can see sitting down, a young man can never see, even if he climbs the tallest mountain." So that is so clear. Mommy always knows best. And I think Deontay enabled her, to treat him that way. Because of Deontay wasn't even hard. But Deontay would have been hard. Deontay would have acted Deontay would have acted like Stan, you see. When Lisa refused to like open her legs for Stan to come in order for her to get that car which Stan had promised her, even though she doesn't even have a driving license, Lisa refused to open her leg. Stan had to kick Lisa out of his house. That is it. Stan is not punk. Deontay should adopt the attitude of Stan. How can you be with a woman for 4 years? 4 years. 4 years. And you haven't touched this woman. You've given her a lot. You haven't had sex with this woman. I'm not saying sex is a prerequisite for a long-lasting relationship, for a relationship to start. But I'm saying at least sex, it's at least needed or necessary in a relationship somehow. I'm not saying sex is everything in a relationship. I'm not saying here that when a woman gives a man sex, it means she's so into that man. I'm just saying sex should be at least one of the things, which shows that Nicole is so committed and, committed towards Deontay. But for 4 years, no sex. Deontay should take the blame too. For 4 years, no sex. If she loves you the way you say you love her, she would have given you sex. She would have let you touch her. Even when she came out 2 weeks after coming out from prison, she doesn't even want you to stay with you. She wants to go and meet her friend. She was calling her gay friend to come, her gay friend to come pick her. I hate saying, guys. I hate this, but that's my style. She kept on calling her gay friend to come pick her up so that she can, go out with her and not stay with her man after coming out of prison, and even and not staying to meet your man's mother. She never wanted to meet Deontay's mother. I'm glad during the past episodes, Deontay's mother called her out seriously, and I love her so much. So Deontay is in this situation because of because of him. I will put it because of him, because you can get, even when Deontay was lashing out, Nicole said that now he's, Deontay is showing that true side that she wants from Deontay. Instead of her, if Deontay would have acted like this all this time, she wouldn't have done certain things which she did to Deontay. You know, I don't know. I'm paraphrasing here, guys. That is what she said. So I think it's Deontay's fault. There are people blaming Nicole, blah blah blah. If Deontay was straightforward with Nicole, acted a little bit like Stan, Deontay wouldn't have been in this situation. Nicole wouldn't have walked all over Deontay like this. It is so embarrassing. I felt so bad. So let's move on to Stan and Lisa. So Stan and Lisa, I love Stan so much. Stan isn't a punk. You are not gonna play Stan. He ain't no punk. He's that guy. He is that guy with that life. You are not gonna ask for this. Give me this. Give me that. You don't want to let him get in and eat some of that cookies. You are playing Stan. Stan is gonna kick you out. I like the fact that Stan stood his ground, and he kicked Lisa out of his house. And Lisa went around. She said in her confessional she has been sleeping from one hotel to another. Then she decided to call Stan, and when she called Stan, Stan picked up, and yeah, Stan came to a hotel room, and something happened. That is it. That is how a relationship is supposed to go. A relationship is all about giving and taking. You must give in order to receive. You can't just be receiving all the time without giving. And I like the fact that Stan stood his ground. So at this point in time, they are fine. They aren't fighting, against each other. Although I know, oh my goodness, something's gonna come up. This I love this show. This is the best show ever. This is the best reality TV show ever. I'm telling you guys, I love our show, Love and Lockup, Love After Lockup. I love our show so much because the dynamics, the mannerism of the ex-cons, and the way each of them manipulate each other. I believe Stan and Lisa, it is not all fun and games right now, because after a few or two episodes they'll be back at it again, hating on each other. So let's move on to Jeff and Anissa. I believe Jeff should just tell Anissa that there is another woman in the picture. Jeff should just be cut clear to Anissa. I hate the fact that he's trying to keep secrets, and if Anissa could take all these years of you behind bars and still be in a relationship with you while you were in prison, and didn't abandon you, didn't still supported you financially, and she was there, then you telling her that there's a woman in the picture, it's gonna hurt her, but she's gonna overcome, because she has already proven to you she loves you so much. She's gonna forgive and overcome that, and still want to pursue things with you, and still want you to be a better person in her life, or the man in her life, or the husband to be in her life. So yeah, so I think secrets, do not keep secret. That's enough. And one thing is for sure, I think Jeff should have a good dental, because his teeth isn't that perfect. He needs a dental help. He needs to go see a dentist to work on his teeth, because God, it isn't attractive when he talks. It isn't attractive. Oh my goodness, it isn't attractive. So guys, I'm so tired. I'm at work, as you all can see. I'm at work. I just sneaked away, and my supervisor didn't. I'm sure he hasn't taken note that I sneaked away, because if he had, noticed that I sneaked away, he would have been here by now. So guys, a boy has got to do what he has to, to survive. I love these shows. I'm gonna do reviews or recaps. I do not care if someone doesn't watch. I do not care. I'm doing this. It makes me happy, to give my own point of view of this show. So yes. So yes, Jeff and Anissa need a good. No, Jeff needs a good dental. a doctor, a dentist, he needs to go see a dentist to work on his teeth because it isn't presentable. And I applaud Anissa, for her. I don't want to say the strength for her, dealing with that, kissing that all the time. Like I applaud her. She's a strong woman because no, not most many women, are gonna do that. Gonna kiss that guy, with such a dental, you know. So let's move on to Rachel and Doggy. I cannot believe you can't just come out of prison 2 days after coming out of prison and you're yelling and shouting. You keep such an attitude towards your own child. You can keep such an attitude, shouting towards your woman, towards your sisters or your brothers, but not your own child. You want to make up for these so many lost years. I'm shocked Doc had to do this. I'm shocked that he had to shout at his son. That's not the way to go. He has to win his trust. And I hated when he said, I anticipated you better than this. I anticipated you coming out of prison and treating me better than this. That just, when Doggy said that, that just touched me so much. That touched me right deep into my heart, that she wasn't expecting his dad to be perfect, but he was expecting something better, a better attitude, a better, mannerism, behavior from him. So Doggy has to do best. He has to control that anger. And for me, Doggy is a loser. I don't see why Rachel is still with him. And you, three of you are going to live in the same house with that attitude he's got towards your child. Even it's both of your child, but towards your child, because you mostly was the one who had raised him. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. You can't keep such a man. I think Douglas should have stayed with his sister or his father or his relatives. And when Rachel has seen that he's becoming a better man, then you bring him further over to come meet his child, and you both sit and start a family. You can't just bring someone acting like that, an ex-con, right away into a family to come meet your child. It has been how many? He has been to you to meet the child he left you with when he went to prison. At least there must be a certain level of trust. You should have kept him far away at his relative's place. Then you see his behavior, the way he treats his relatives, his mannerisms, and if it is proper, you see it's better or proper, then you can bring him along. But I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked that Doggy, Rachel had to just go straight away and bring Doggy to come meet his son and start a family right away. And his behavior is poor. It's poor. It's so poor. And I pray he doesn't hurt that young guy. He doesn't hurt Doggy. So, yes, let's move on to Ray and Brittany. Ray and Brittany, I think, Ray's grandma should shut the hell up. She should just shut up and mind her business. She should be proud that her son left prison. He's got someone to take care of him, someone to finance his life, take care of his clothing, his feeding and everything, and even give him a pot to piss in. I'm like, you're talking about she was like, it was wrong for Rachel to keep Ray a secret to her parents. Like, you're talking as if your grandson is this perfect guy with a perfect job who hasn't been in prison. Like, such an ex-convict should be kept a secret for a while. That is the simple truth. Ex-convict should be kept a secret for a while before you taking them to meet your parents. That is what I think. So Ray's grandma is too much. I love her part. I love her so much, but I know she's looking out for her son, for her grandson, but she's too much. She's too much. She needs to give Brittany, some space, some time to figure things out. And I know very well that Brittany's parents don't want to meet Ray because it's shocking. It's not, I don't want to say embarrassing. It's so hard. It's so terrible for them, to meet, give their daughter all this education that she needs and every support in life, only for her to end up, falling in love with an ex-convict. And knowing very well that, dating or getting married to an ex-con isn't happily ever after. There will always be problems because there will always be problems, and they are thinking that their way of reasoning is not as the way of normal people in the society that have been locked up for like 10 years. No, so There will be always these problems in their marriage. So here I am in support of the stance which Britney's mom and dad has taken, Britney's parents and relatives have taken. I love their stand. I can't hate them for that. I can't fault them for that. It is their stand. They have a right because they love their daughter. They don't want her to. They don't want to see her hurt. And as like I said, Ray's grandmother, she needs to chill the hell out and just let things move naturally. So, guys, that is my review. That is what I have for you guys for Love and Lockup. I love you all, but I know Jesus Christ loves you more. Do not forget to subscribe. Stay safe and bye bye.